Yo, 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 yo,
Oh,
yo!
what?
We about to blow stuff up.
Hey,
Smokes.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Producer Lounge. Huh?
Producer Lounge.
Listen, we're going to talk about music production, and that's about it.
That's about it.
Maybe gabagool.
Maybe gabagool.
Hey, who knows?
You never know.
It's
We
the
could
early
slip it
night.
in.
Bound to happen.
Yeah.
Folks, welcome back. It's 235. It's the episode number.
Wow.
That's insane.
Angel number 235.
Do I need to
Yep.
make a song at this BPM? Is that like the
Yes.
challenge?
That is the challenge.
235.
Ready, go.
Holy
Challenge
fuck.
to the crew.
It can't be
Get it
halftime. It,
moving.
has to be full-time.
It has to be, yeah.
Full-time.
Or double time, but that's up to you.
It has to be full time.
Yeah.
Would you rather listen to
Bet.
double time psytrance or halftime rhythm?
Halftime rhythm.
Halftime rhythm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just really long
Yeah.
T-Rex sounds.
Yeah.
The screech is like,
Yeah. That would be more
And then a
interesting.
snare every, 10 seconds. You hit the fucking...
Yeah, it would be fun to
a bike.
stretch
That's
out
cool.
some rhythm and then try and upscale what that sounds like.
Oh.
Right.
yeah, you just change one stimulus. You never know what you're going to come up with, right?
Yeah, totally.
Speaking of stimulus, guys, we got Starfox on
Hey,
the Producer Lounge.
It's me. I'm that guy.
Dude,
Holy
Staphora
moly.
Fox. in
Yeah,
the
it was
flesh?
Staphora Fox for a
Staphora.
minute. We now are spelled like a normal human.
Wow.
After meeting enough people over time, I realized, just make it easier for people. Meet them
Yeah.
a little bit where
Right.
they're at.
Right.
You know, yeah, you spell it so many times for people, and then grab their phone, have to type it in yourself.
Yep.
It's just like, no, let me meet you where you're at, and let you find me. You know, you hear my song, you hear it Starfox when I say it on the mic at my set. Now, boom, you can go look it
Right.
up online.
Yeah, sure.
Bam.
Yeah.
Look at you getting on the mic. and
Getting
your
on
sets.
the mic.
Proud of you.
Thank you, man. So
Skip, scabba, doo, bop, boo, wop.
let's talk a little music here. I've been listening
Hey,
to
please.
God Plopper from Mr. Aznadel.
Yeah.
I think that's how you say it, right? Not Asian Adele.
Yeah, not
Oh.
Asian
Yeah.
Adele.
I
Unfortunately,
forgot
Bringing
the
out
other
the
one.
deep cuts.
if I would have
Yeah.
thought about that earlier, I could have locked that in.
I was telling him while we were eating tacos before this, it sounds kind of like an elven archer,
Let's go.
Yeah.
I love that.
Which-
I love that.
That does make sense.
right?
Yeah.
Can we get your hair blonde for the next set? Could you? What do you think?
Oh.
Can we get a full blonde?
For an EP cover, I do like a whole dress up thing. With
Amanda
it.
will
Okay.
do it.
I think
Dye your hair.
Oh, she
bleach
would.
your head.
She would.
sorry. Blonde. That's
Yeah.
what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
almost every time.
Yeah.
That would be sick. Can I get you in the background of the album cover doing something though?
Yeah. What do you need?
I don't know.
Handstand?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Damn, that's pretty good.
That'd be pretty good.
It's pretty good. Right out of the
Maybe
gate.
one of you guys holds me by my ankles.
But
Like,
we're in a
kind of
green
shakes me.
But we're in like a green man suit.
Oh, I love it. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of magical at that point.
Oh
Right.
yeah, you're
right.
floating
Inverted-
upside down.
Yeah.
Nobody levitates upside down. That's maybe that's my move.
That's your
yeah.
move.
Yeah. I just need tall friends.
Yeah, same. Don't we all?
Yeah, me too.
You are the tall friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be your
but
friend.
you need taller friends. You need
Oh.
like 6'7" friends.
I had a 7'2" friend in
Whoa,
high school.
whoa.
Did you?
That's not
Yeah.
cool.
That's not cool.
His
Standing
name
next
was
to
Mark.
you?
Yeah, well,
Oh.
yeah, it was a good. He was a good friend of mine. He was
One of-
huge.
One of my best friends for years was 6'5", looked like Ryan Reynolds, and had like Jack six-pack and was like a fighter. And I was like,
Jesus.
I mean, I'm glad we're best friends, but this is tough. Every bar we went out to, every
Yeah.
room, like,
You're like-
I'm already a short, dude. I lean on being funny. I learned that a long
Right.
time ago, but there's only so many jokes you can tell.
Right,
You're like,
exactly.
I gotta pick a better best friend.
They're like, there's this monster right here.
Hi, this is my guard
good-looking
dog.
monster.
So I've heard
And
about
I
this term.
need that.
They call it shrekking nowadays. I guess girls are dating like guys that are under their number that they want, just because they'll be like more loyal and like faithful.
Whoa.
Is a new term.
Shrekking.
So I feel like maybe that applies to your friends too.
Shrekking.
Like if you're gonna pick a friend, like let him be good at stuff, but keep him under your number. So you are the better looking one in the room.
Well, yeah, the girls have been doing that for years. They always have the ugly one. That's like been a trope through Hollywood and back. And yeah, it's about time the dudes join.
The Shreks retaliate.
I had to watch Shrek 4 times, I think, in my Spanish class. Our teacher was a white lady that Spanish was her second language. I got straight A's, of course, because it wasn't that hard.
That was my Spanish class too.
And we watched Shrek 4 times, so it's honestly great in Spanish. I think I like it better in Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I want to hear Spanish. Donkey.
Telemundo.
Burro.
All right.
Donkey.
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 Was it cebolla? I think that's onion. He's like, onions have layers. That's like the line. I forgot how you say it.
That's
It's been
interesting.
too many years. My teacher would be disappointed because that's the main thing she taught us, I think. I learned how to order at like a taqueria and how to know what's going on in Shrek in
Right.
Spanish.
At your next
It's good.
show, you got to say
Quality
like
education.
ogres have layers, onions, whatever the line is, but say it in Spanish.
Yeah.
You can't let anybody be prepared for it unless
Yeah.
they've seen this podcast. And
Just
you
say
just
it
drop
like
that.
pre-
Everyone's
Just drop it in.
Just say pre-drop when one's coming up. You're like,
That's actually
and
pretty
everybody's
funny.
like,
it's like, what was that?
and then there's a couple guys in there, obviously, that are like,
They're like, yo.
All right.
Honestly, that might crush because people get on the
Yeah.
mic too much sometimes, but they never do it in another
Agreed.
language. Like,
Yeah.
it's very rare. Like, it just blow
alone-
people's mind.
a random line from Shrek. You know,
Yeah.
like you can't say that in English. Like if you just go up there and you're like, "Fucking ogres are not like layers," you know, or whatever but in Spanish.
I think we're
now
onto
it slaps.
something.
I think we're onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to learn my mother tongue. I'm Italian, and both my grandpas were in the mob. So I had to,
It's a weird
like,
sound. It sounded like
come up with family that was just avoiding the Italian thing because our mobster grandpas. But as I've like gotten older and learned, like, why did my dad always tell me Goodfellas and all the Italian movies and mafia stuff? Now I'm into Sopranos, and I'm like, oh, this is starting to make a lot of sense now that I'm knowing how they act and how my mom's insane and like all the stealing and like crazy like breaking the law and stuff,
Right.
and why my parents were such well, they're good people, but they've made
course.
some
Yeah.
decisions in life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, oh, it's because we're related to the mafia. But maybe
Nice.
I can. I do order like gabagoo on my
This
rider
makes
if
a
they'll
lot
give
of
it to me.
sense, Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You better order gabagoo on your fucking rider. Let's go.
I mean,
It's
is
a
there
solid
anything
move.
better? Yeah, I don't know. Like
I mean,
that's
it's a great fucking pre-show. Just straight protein.
Gabagool.
Yeah, sometimes you get off, and maybe it's your second show in a row, and you get off the flight, you get to the venue. I have to do a sound check because I play trumpet and sax and have to
Right.
dial it in with the sound guy. And then you just go straight into like an hour and a half before you have to go on, or like the show starts and you want to hang up and go. So you have to have like food right away, and if they can set you up with cheese and meats and anything to tickle your fancy, even if you're not that hungry, it'll get you hungry, and you can share with everybody in the green room.
Right.
So it's been my move.
yeah,
There you
it's
go.
nice.
That's a good move. I like to get garlic roasted scorpion on my rider.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
It's
Oh.
tough, but
Is that chewy or stings a little bit?
it can. If
No,
you, you use
Chewie's
the
a
wrong
Wookiee,
way.
I think.
Same way with the shrimp, you got to pull off the tail. You know, otherwise the
suck out
scorpion
the
fucks
meat.
you up. Yeah, suck out the meat.
There's
Yeah.
not a lot of foods you get to
Scorpion
suckle,
meat.
Yeah,
right?
it's true.
Tail meat.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of sounds for everybody's ears right now. Just, ooh, tipper sounds.
Feels amazing.
Sample that.
It's so wet.
Sample that wet.
we god plopping.
That's what I'm
Saying
saying.
for days in here, just even like a silent moment on this podcast is
Kind of zen.
Because you get the fish tank now, you know?
other than that. That one, if that one could go, that'd
Yeah.
be dope.
You got the pitch right too.
You did. You nailed the note.
Do you ever like when you're bored harmonize with that, like when you're vacuuming or
Fuck yeah.
you hear the fans?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. All the time.
It's the only,
only way.
It's the only time I can go like the like kind of like
Yeah, actually do like some harmonizing.
Egyptian-y, like
Right.
Oh, there we go.
Right,
weird
right.
shit.
Yeah.
That
In
shit's
no
fun.
other circumstance will my head lock into that vibe, other than just
Well, yeah,
a
because
drone.
it's a drone. Yeah, the drone helps.
I mean, that can fuel a lot of songwriting there if you think about that. Like, because a lot of times in like the trappier, shanty music, that's what they do. They just drone the same sub note with little octave plays and kick
Yeah.
rolls,
Right,
and then it's
right,
like
right.
it makes sense with that Phrygian or any of the gypsy scales or harmonic, minor and stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that does make sense. I never thought about that.
The power of a drone in music is the best thing because you're just holding typically like the tonic, the root note.
I use drones every song.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically my pads.
Yeah.
They are droning.
Yeah.
Like,
I always thought like my first 2 years of making music or something, I thought like it was like cheating or it was like forbidden somehow to just hold a note like that.
sure.
I don't know why I thought that. It was the dumbest thing. But then I saw a video of like Deadmau5 where he's like,
Right.
yeah, I fucking write a drone note and then he like writes his chord progression around the drone. And then
Right.
That's a good idea.
I was like, oh,
Sandstorm.
it's allowed. Sandstorm. Yeah.
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 What a classic.
I always love it.
I think
when
we have a
my
Sandstorm.
in the creative process, if I think to add a drone, I'm always happy about that.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
it happens.
I think it sounds so
Because it
good when
doesn't
you
always
already
come
have.
to my mind.
Right.
But when it does, I'm always like, yes.
Sometimes
Go
you just need that
drone.
one thing to work off of,
Yeah, yeah.
You get that sound going, and then you're like, okay, I can hear a minor third on this. And you're like, all right, this is giving me a darker feel. And then,
Right.
from there, you've already got kind of a emotional palette to play off of.
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
Do you typically start with like a specific, like I always write with the beat or I always write with like do sound design first or something? Or do you just kind of send it?
So I usually build from the drums up because I learned, if you can get the drums slapping, where you loving it,
Yeah.
you're loving the groove, you're loving the sound of the drums, like it's gonna make you move. It's easy to build off that because there's only so many places that the sub and the bass movement could fit off that. And a lot of times when I design my patches in Phase Plan or Serum, like I'm crafting them and the LFOs to shape with those drums. So it gives me a lot of like the groove structure to the song. Then after that, a lot of things just fill on top when it comes to pads or chords or instruments
yeah.
or vocals.
Same.
Yeah. Fill in the blank spaces.
Though
Yeah.
I usually start with the drone. Like there's a pad first, and then I'm building the drums
That's
while I'm just
crazy.
hearing this. I'm just
That's a
like,
good move.
Building the
Building-
drums off of a drone does sound kind of like a
It's-
fun idea.
Yeah, I've never done that.
That's
See, every
kinda-
time I do that, I just make like vibey down tempo stuff. Because I'm starting in
Well-
the mindset of like ambient shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's that, but then also the key
Right.
is to just like
Oh, I see.
once you have a bunch of like meat there, then you just turn the drone off
Yeah.
and make a new one.
But still at its core, it's a vibey ambient.
No, you can
Oh,
make it
but
go
when-
hard. You
when-
can just easily make it go hard.
Oh, totally.
Oh yeah.
As soon as
twist the bitch.
you pull the drone out,
Like, oh,
you can tighten it up real quick.
it's a whole new world over here.
If anything, it's hard to make it
whole new
come alive
world.
again as much as the drone was already given it.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I like to start with a beat.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
it
Crush.
sets the mood in a really nice way.
Yeah.
It sets a groove. Sets how punchy shit needs to be.
Well,
you know,
that
if you
and
have
it's
a-
like it's like a nice mix of sound design and writing, where like you're getting primed
Yeah.
for like the whole thing. You're like making the beat real like swingy or straight, and you're like getting sonics. You're really paying attention to how everything's hitting and shit. You're
Yeah.
fucking tuning in.
Well, we're playing in front of dance floors, which some like producers like we get in the box and we're just like, I need to make the coolest sound design, and you get in this war. But it's like we're then going to translate to playing on CDJs or live sets, and people are going to be dancing in front of it. So the drums matter a lot. I know I listened to Turning and Sound on a podcast recently, where they were talking about how their focus for their project was to work with a lot more rhythmic elements and make things more minimal, so that you have these little jungle hints or little D&B things that keep the groove on the dance floor, so it's easy to read for people. And I've realized, like, as an audiophile, I can listen to 35 sounds in a row that are all different and be like very excited, like we even get excited about
Yeah.
Foley and stuff. But the average normie
Yeah.
listener, like, that's so much for them to take in, and so they just need to feel the emotion and the groove, and then a lot of times they also love lyricism, and the
Yeah.
combination of those three is going to
for
feel like a
sure.
great song to people.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I try to think like systemically, like if I can start this, then it leads to this, then leads to that. It makes sense. I like making Legos and going through instructions and stuff.
Sick.
So
Let's
it's
go.
like That's how I like to think about beats too. Is like I want to do the right thing at first that can build into the next thing and the next thing.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, totally. And the power of a vocal, oh my god. Especially if we're talking about like a normie audience or like whatever adjacent.
It's a derogatory term. Now,
I know,
guys.
I know.
I've used it twice.
Yeah.
Killing me, all right? I'm deeply offended right now.
Sorry for the normie
So
listeners.
true.
Sorry,
Dude.
normie listeners.
You said
I know
it
you're
twice.
checking out this.
We need
Oh
you,
my
though.
god, guys.
Yeah.
It is the producer lounge, so
Yeah,
it's
no,
very
it's true.
insular. Like we're
That's
gonna
true.
end up talking our woo.
They're the normies
The
now.
normies now, yeah.
There's a
Shut up.
like
Thank you.
I really like had it click with me like how disconnected I truly am now as a music producer and someone who's dedicated the past 8 years of my life to this. Like
Yeah.
how disconnected I really am from like when I was a normie listener. AT worked with this girl, one of our friends, Warren, previous alumni
Previous
of the pod.
guest.
He was talking with her about music or whatever at their job, and she brought up, or they were talking about like instrumentals or something along the lines, and she goes, "Oh yeah, but it like doesn't really count as a song if there's not a vocal, right? Like that's not even really music at that point." And then that's where I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
just to
so
burn.
off the deep end, like because
Well, so with Tipper,
it's not a song to them."
To be fair, she's
Yeah.
also really far on that
She's
side.
the
Like,
furthest
she's
into the
really far.
normosphere.
Yeah.
so
Other side of the bell curve.
I actually
like
have
that
an
one, dude.
interesting thing I looked up with Tipper recently because he retired and I got to see him at Red Rocks. It's a very, very cool thing. Mr. Bill and Funny Lab really crushed it too.
Crushed.
But so it's like, all right, I'm a Tipper fan. I know a lot of his tunes. Like he's one of the people that inspired me in the beginning. And Pretty Lights and Grammatic. I remember it's telling
Sure.
you guys Russ Liquid too.
Dramatic. Russ Liquid. Nice shout out.
Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
yeah.
He's my
dude.
favorite horn player ever in the scene. Like I,
Okay.
I love Grizz and Big Gigantic. They've done their thing,
he
but
is,
Russ
I
was
will
like
say
a
he
true
was-
artist
Yeah,
about
he
it.
was my
Let's go.
favorite too at the time.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Big shouts, dude.
Wait,
Hell
why are
yeah.
we
I
vibrating?
would love to have that guy.
Oh, the vibes are vibrating.
Is that your phone? Is that this one?
Oh,
Okay.
I was gonna say, is that the
It's me.
I was like, am I
I'm
having a
vibrating.
stroke right
Is
now?
it the
It's my
alcohol
first-
vibrating?
How dare
first time on the pod for me, so I'm just literally vibrating.
You got
I'm gonna-
one strike, dude.
Yeah.
Watch it.
I'm famous, I guess. I don't know. Somebody wants to call me. I'll turn it off. All right.
Where
Oh,
were we
yeah,
at?
where
My
were
bad,
we
I
at?
just derailed it.
Tipper. So I went through it and listened to his discography, like trying to see, I like to see the journey of an artist. Now you can see his whole thing because that's it. He's, maybe he'll probably sneak a couple in at the end, but this last 10 years from age 40 to 50, he's like, I think he's 50 now. He's like crushed it in his production. Like it's mind blowing the techniques
Right.
he's pulling off and how great is EQing. But you go back in the past to like before tip hop and stuff, and you can start to hear
Yeah.
songs that are like they're well made, but they're not nearly at the
California rolls.
caliber of what he
Dude.
got to.
Yeah.
And so it gives you kind of this hope, like we're all going to go on that progression and stuff.
Yeah.
But I listened and I was like, okay, out of every release he's ever done, there are 0 collabs. It's only Tipper
know.
on them.
I know,
right?
right.
And then I was like, okay,
Yeah.
what about vocals? And I couldn't find one until the very first release he did. That's on there, some like 96. And he had a collab that had a singer on it. And then he did this Tipper remix, and there was like the two went out on this bigger work. In his remix, he just cut the vocal completely. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what he's done, and he's very alien with his concepts
Yeah.
sonically,
Right.
but he's really cut out like any kind of organic elements and like focused on synthesis, which I love. Culprit, which I think is like a counterpart
Yeah,
to being
yeah.
this brilliant man, and he has
Agreed.
tons of great like vocals and instruments, and so being an instrumentalist myself, I was like, what can I learn from both of them? But yeah, Tipper is like created this whole world around his sound with all these artists that are like underneath his wing of what he
Yeah.
started,
The Tipperverse.
Oh, yeah.
and it's very not vocal, so it's very like not normie friendly, like it's very for the
Right.
wooks,
Yeah.
smoking what they smoke.
I
and
mean,
stuff,
one
you
of
know.
our benefactors is a part of that crew.
Shout out Jebediah Lang.
Oh yeah. I got to meet that guy. We were hanging out with Gunk. They're good friends of mine.
Oh, sick.
Oh, yeah.
Were you at the
Shout
Gunk
out
show?
Gunk.
Yeah,
Sick.
David Westbaum
Let's
was
go.
my roommate in
Jebediah.
LA for a
what?
little over a year.
What the
And we've been
fuck?
friends for
Small
like a
world.
decade. Yeah, that producer
cool.
social in LA I was telling you guys
Oh,
about where
okay.
we meet up and share tracks. That's where I first met him.
Yeah,
and
hell
he,
yeah.
he started booking me through his event company called Synaptic, and it was really cool. Like along the way, I met like Soma Toast and Bog Trotter and Dirty Wolves and like
Sick.
all these dope glitch heads that are really great at producing music. And so because I started playing shows with them and being around that world, I've been like more in the tipper verse than any other scene. Now, since coming to Denver and making more 140 friends and stuff, it's a little more diverse. But that scene, they don't have a lot of vocals, and like it's like, how do you turn that into a touring career and like connect with fan bases if a majority of listeners who expect songs to have vocals, like you don't ever do that?
Yeah,
you know?
I think a lot of them don't really care about that also, though.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like punk and kind of sick, but it is also kind of like, you're going to be, that alone is just going to make your numbers go from here to here.
Yeah, it's just like very limiting. And as a creator too, you like kind of want to have the stimulus of tapping into that part too, because that's like, you can do a lot with lyricism and vocals and stuff. Like you can really put emotion into your music, which in the end of the day, like it would be awesome if all the songs we released felt timeless, like people 10 years from now are like, this is still a great work of art and I feel it in my bones, and like,
there are few genres that can do that, and even fewer in electronic.
Yeah.
What's an artist that you think has done that well in your listening?
LTJ Bokum.
Yeah,
Really?
I'll say, like
crazy pull.
He has atmospheric fucking shit that I listen to every day, and I'm like, oh, this is still so good. It's still so good. That and Photech.
Okay.
I don't know Photech.
Yeah, if you listen to his shit from the 90s, like the break work is unmatched still to this day. Like, so good.
Is that the Photek?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've
It's
seen his...
fucking... And now all he does is do movie scores and shit. And the dude is just fucking genius. I fucking love that dude.
Let's go around. Cool. Actually, I would be curious from you guys too. Like, what's songs that you feel like in electronic music that's given you like a stronger emotional response, kind of like timeless.
Sandstorm for sure has to be on the list.
The callback.
I'm Blue, Eiffel 65.
I mean,
actually, I said that as a joke, but it still slaps.
It's still kind of that's still a fair answer.
Good.
I don't want to hear that song.
Yeah, but the normies do.
I hear it so much, and I don't need to hear
like
someone
motif.
Make an edit so that
it can
that gets played instead of the actual song. Timeless electronic.
I mean, to be fair, anything from like 2013 or before, like you could argue like that's over 10 years.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Skrillex has like shit tons.
Yeah.
He fucking has nailed it.
Like I think more of his recent stuff, especially.
But people still jam out to Scary Monsters.
Do.
Yeah.
Especially the normies, where I'm
He's
like,
had good moments all throughout it.
Yeah. I played a 15-year-old's birthday party in Orange County. Some woman came to a beauty show that I played in Laguna Beach from a girl that saw me at one of my shows. So like it stemmed into like that booking and the next booking. And I don't usually do these, especially a 15-year-old's birthday party, but they wanted to pay me a good amount of money. And I was like, well, I'll make $1,200 to go play at a house for one night. And the number one artist they wanted was Skrillex. And I was like, this is so interesting to me because I know I'm 39. Like my generation likes Skrillex. It's weird. Like all the way down. Right. Like he's done that like Disney job of like tapping into the youth and still making stuff for us,
Yeah. He
Yeah.
definitely nailed that. That's a great way to put it. He's the fucking.
He's also been brilliant on all the fucking marketing. Like a motherfucker.
I like when he recently did a release and he just put like doves flying as the emojis and it was like have a nice day or something. He didn't even say like out now or whatever like all those producers do.
Yeah, the one he just put out.
Yeah.
And
I was like, this is such a cool way to announce release because people just know like if he posts like it's probably going to be music related and they're already checking out his music anyways.
Yeah. But I mean, it's also tailored to his level. Like, he knows all those people are going to see it, so he doesn't have to do, like, a crazy thing. Where, like, we can't get away with that. We can't just post a picture of, like, the woods, like, have a nice day, guys. There's a new release. Like, it'll be, like, three hearts, and you're like, fuck. I mean, you could. I think
somewhere in between is where it'll work for us. Like, if you sound like a commercial nowadays, people don't really like that. They want to see authenticity. And like I really like what Fred again does. If you have a chance to check out his like posts, they're just super authentic and kind of like in the moment. And his like copy, it's not copy. Like it's actually just words from him. Let it feel like normal and a human. I think that's the way to do it. But you got to figure out how to announce your music or say like go check it out without like sounding like a commercial. And I think that's what like half the underground misses, is because everything is like out now, and it's like nobody was waiting for it. You know, it's not like Jurassic Park 3 or something where people are like, oh, I'm primed for this.
Right.
It's like, we have to find some way to maybe talk about the emotion that they might feel, or like the user experience, and somehow connect them in. And I still don't know, like, it's crazy you have to be a social media guru and a great producer that mixes well and masters well and knows how to DJ and perform well and work with agents and managers and know how to tour and buy flights and handle your money and know how to have jobs outside of this and like
all of that. It's possible.
And they keep adding more. Like, I feel like if you go like
but
10,
wait, there's more.
There's more hats in the new update. Fuck.
We're in the moment of like AI where, video content and audio content is like cringe to us now, but it's like getting better each year that goes by. And, like 10, 15 years from now, I bet you like artists are not going to be like us where they're just releasing songs. Like, it's going to be like a whole audio visual package that might be like a short movie,
Right.
And I feel like
Ivy Lab, they already did that two years in a row, and it was so sick. It was so sick.
Yeah, they are fire.
Yeah.
I'm writing a list of. I've just been like walking around the lake here at Sloan's Lake,
Cool.
and listening to as many artists to be inspired for like the next wave.
Bro, get inspired by Ivy Lab.
Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I
check out
love
Ivy
them.
Lab. Ivy Lab.
Oh,
Yeah, you know that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, it took me a sec, but my timeless artist, I think a good one would be Burial.
yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
Still
Good.
being sick as fuck, right?
Good pull. It's a good pull.
And his production, like, it's not like the best production, but he like hit an aesthetic where it just like
That's all you got to do.
it's like
It's
a timeless
yeah.
technical production that somehow you're still like, oh, like it doesn't sound like super hi-fi and punchy, but like it's not supposed to, but it doesn't sound like bad.
No.
And like, I don't know, it doesn't sound like old.
Yeah, I don't know that it has to be so technically perfect. It is about like the way it makes you feel at the end of the day.
Right.
And it's kind of crazy. Like, it's worth releasing all songs because somebody's gonna have some response to them. But I think like the songs that are more powerful reach more people, and it's like either because of universal themes or because the just little emotion you can hear in the instrumentalist or the singer or the chords or the tension that you build and the release that comes.
Yep.
I also I wrote down, when you wrote Burial, I wrote down Sorrow, which I really
Dude, I was
liked.
gonna say Sorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorrow's my guy. I love Sorrow so
Rest
much.
in peace, Charles I too. But I think
Charles.
that dude.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, he had so much emotion in his songs while having cool
Yeah.
bass sounds.
Yeah.
And I think that's the move, is somehow we have to figure out how to be as nerdy and engineering as we can to showcase that skill set. But there also is this other normie approved side that like people that don't know what we're doing and all the tricks and why it's so cool that our low end
Right.
is deeper because we chose the key of C and
It's the
and
whole thing
our
where
side
it's-
chain is better.
If you have to like explain the joke, it's probably not that good of a joke. Like same thing with production. If you have to,
Yeah.
explain why
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
bass sound and your mix is fucking sick, then like,
Right.
I don't know.
No, yeah.
I'm a big believer in this idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would-
100%. The
I
song
was-
has to be good.
Yeah. We always talk about where it's like, songwriting is always first.
I like
always.
I like inserting my nerdy details into things that people don't even hear. Like, I just know that it's not stale because I did that. But also, like, you're not going to
No.
think about it at all. You're
It's
just
fun
gonna
to
be
put
like,
little
the
Easter
sound-
eggs,
The sound just will sound good because of the movement and whatever the thing that I'm doing to it is.
Well, I also say this, and I've discovered through producing that, like, I'll get these vocal or emotional moments kind of towards the end of writing the song. Like, it's like towards the last third of writing the song, and the first 2/3 do need to be engineering and, like, being very choice in which sounds I'm selecting to put together and which ones, like, out of my sound design experiments match that feel and theme. But then once I get to a point where it feels like a song that has a flow and a little bit of a structure, then when you put those elements like a vocal on top or instruments or chords and stuff, it really kind of, you need to create room for them, and so that changes the composition, and
Yeah.
then the structure changes to make the best, like, one-liner start up in the front, or like to captivate the intro energy so you grab people's attention. And it's always different for each song, of course, but I think like when I think about making a song, I do drums first, but it's like along the way I need to make room for how am I going to make this feel like it's something to me, and then hopefully other people will feel that too. And that emotion needs to come into the song before I feel like it's a good song by myself. Like I've put out a good amount of songs that are either just like me messing with as psychedelic as I can make it, you know, and like how crazy can I do the stereo field and juxtapose it, you know, and like make things so that when you're listening on drugs in a sound system in the desert, like it's fun. That was like 5 years of my career,
right?
Like, and it was really fun. There was a lot of West Coast themes in my music. I like to do like Dr. Dre leads, and I like to it was a ton of fun. And I was like, I smoke weed, I eat mushrooms. Like this is what I want to hear when I'm at this festival stage. So that's what I made. But then I realized over time of like touring and playing shows in different cities and trying to make streams work online, like you might have a niche, you know, SoundCloud following that listens to you while they're at home and smoking weed, and then they go to events to see you, but it doesn't really like translate to you getting on playlists or like you getting the numbers that warrants you to be booked in Chicago as direct support, or, you know. And so you have to have these songs if you want to tour successfully that mean something to more people. And I had to like take that as a new creative stimulus, because it's not just all about engineering. There's also like, how does these songs affect people, and you know.
So how have you gotten better at songwriting over the last couple of years? What's a good trick, or what's your philosophy, or where have you gotten the most knowledge from, et cetera, et cetera?
Okay, so the first thing I would say is collaborating is like the biggest answer to that.
That's fair.
Because, you know, I do play a lot of instruments, so I'm inspired by artists that are like multi-instrumentalists, and I think I play like 12 now, and I usually play sax and trumpet while I DJ, which is like 3 jobs. I feel like that's enough.
Shred a triangle though.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at triangle, I do have a guitar and played that for years in bands, and I've played bass and drums and keys, and so like, at first when I learned how to produce, it was like, how can I put this all together? I should be a producer because I play all these instruments. But I learned, okay, there are people that are great at lyricism, which I'm not. They're really good at being poetic, you know, and like saying something that cuts deep without a lot of words. And like, there's a minimalism in lyricism that you could pull off a lot with a little. And so I was like, okay, I need to work with singers that I think not only have the pitch and the style, and they're, you know, their own artists, but they also like deliver on words that mean a lot. And in that, I've like, in this like next album that I'll be putting out over the, you know, span through now till next summer, it's gonna be like all waterfalled out, so it's a little bit by bit, but there's 8 songs out of the 10 that have vocalists on them. And so with that, I was like, all right, let me also bring in some different producers on some of these too. And so I think that like really has helped me understand songwriting better, because we all have different sensibilities of where the vocals should be, or where, you know, how can we make these emotional moments in the songs. And so I have many chefs in the kitchen help me prepare like a bigger meal, instead of me just being the solo cook and running and doing, you know, 5 stations. It's like, let's focus on what we're all good at and put it together. And the song ends up being like something better than I can make on my own. And now when it goes out, all of us represent the song too, and are all, you know, promoting it or showing it to people. So I think that collaborating has like been a huge level up for, you know, songwriting.
That's awesome.
That's huge.
I've been working on some collabs with a bunch of new people I've never worked with, and I noticed this weird tendency I have where it's almost like I'm trying to do this weird, like, gross ego thing where it's like I'm trying to, like, prove myself as a collaborator.
That happens in person, too.
Yeah.
Especially if it's somebody that you don't know that well. Like, you get on, and one of my favorite ways I last sessioned with a guy, we did 20 minutes on and off, so I did 20 minutes, he did 20 minutes.
Nice.
And, like, it kept the pace going fast enough that we didn't overthink it, and you couldn't get caught into things, because I've worked with some people, and it'd be, like, an hour and 15 minutes, and they've designed, like, one bass sound.
Fucking John.
I'm, like,
restraint.
Just waiting, you know?
Looking at you.
Yeah, John.
Dude, John, I'll go over to his house and work on a song with him. And he's like, yeah, let me just hop on real quick. And it's like 3 hours, and he's still working on this one note of this one sound. I'm like, buddy, that's like sick sound. But you made like 30 in the process of that I wanted to like resample. But like, that's his process, you know? And like, that's another aspect of collaboration where like some people do just work
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And it might be the complete opposite of your workflow, and you kind of have to find that balance with each other.
Right.
They might be doing what you're talking about too, where they are kind of like overcompensating because they're in front of another producer, so they have to show how
Oh.
good and how far down the
Yeah.
rabbit hole they can design this one sound. And
Oh,
it's like,
interesting. Yeah.
that's why I like these short intermittent like switch offs, so that you each have time to do thing and like focus mostly on just trying to get the song down first and get a lot of like, you know, at the end we end up like reducing down and taking things away, and that's
Right.
those micro edits and stuff really dial in the song. Like it's okay to overpopulate the space, like keep putting more
Right.
stuff, or like if
Yeah,
that person's working on
yeah.
the drop a bunch, go work on the bridge, like or the outro, or you know,
Right.
try to add more stuff to work with, and then you can all like mold and shape it together, you know.
Right. Right.
It's a whole learning process, you know. And they're learning as well, you know. Like we're all just fucking kids at the end of the day, just figuring this out together,
Yeah.
you know. And maybe you're a little more experienced, or you know, maybe you're a noisier level guy and you have the experience, but still, you walk in the studio with someone new, and that's a whole new thing that's never happened. You got to figure it out with each other.
I noticed too, I like will try to make what the other person's good at instead of trying to do what I do better sometimes. We're like, because I'm excited to collaborate with them, and I'm
Right,
like, I want to
right.
make something that's like what they make because
Yeah.
I like what they make. You know?
Totally.
And they do the same thing, and it's like, wait, no, we need to do what we're good at and put it together, and then fans will be able to hear that. It's like
Exactly,
both of us,
exactly,
and
yeah.
we're not making this like mutant thing that is a third thing that,
Yeah.
you know, wasn't the focus, and that does happen sometimes.
So funny.
I was working
Yeah.
on this one song with one of my friends from Israel, and he started the project and sent it to me, and then I worked on it and sent it back, and then we at some point had the conversation where he was like, "Oh yeah, I was trying to like do your thing and then send it to you for you to work on," and then when I got it, I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna try and do your thing." And then
Right,
send it back
hilarious.
to you for him to work. And when it was this almost, it was like this weird, like almost hybrid of like, oh yeah, that's like we see how like we tried to do each other's things, but then we were like, why don't we just like I'll do my thing and you
Right,
do your thing,
right.
and
Yeah.
then we just reset it and it was so much better. Like yeah,
Right.
I don't know, it was, yeah, funny moment.
One thing
Just-
that helped me level up through that was like I took responsibility for the collab. So now when I have collaborators, it's for a release of mine almost always. Like sometimes, you know, you're out of town, you're like, oh, I want to go cook with some guy in Philly that I like or something. You know, shout out 5 a.m. But
Hey.
but like yeah, so when I try to get collaborators, it's like for a specific release and concept in mind, and I'll be like, yo, I'm looking, you know, to work with you on this for my EP, and this is kind of the theme of the EP, and like we'll sesh or email stems back and forth depending on if we can do it in person or not, and then at a certain point, like I'll be the one that finishes the track and like finds the way an avenue where we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
release it, because otherwise a lot of these things never release, and they or they you know
Yeah.
you're like, oh well, we
A
should get
lot's
a
an
label, you
understatement.
know, and then you send it to a label and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
not interested, send it to the next label, not interested in the next one, oh, we're down, but like 11 months from now, you know, we'll
Right.
slot you, and you're
Yeah.
like kind of bored of the track by the time it actually comes out.
I
And it's like,
know.
how do you promo that? And so I was like, okay, let's get that out of the way. Like labels, a lot of times they do give you a little structure for how you should release something, to plan, you know, and help you in certain ways. And sometimes they have like collective takeovers, so there's value to labels.
Right.
But I think self-releasing
platform.
is even more powerful, because as you grow what you grow, your listenership grows, and all those streaming royalties are more yours because you own more of your business. So it's,
Right.
you know, I think it's worthwhile to have consistent self-releases.
Totally.
And so that's what I'm thinking is like my strategy right now is I wrote a really dope album, and I was like, okay, I don't want to just put it all at once. I don't want to put a couple singles. I want to waterfall the whole thing. And then I was
Right.
like, all right, well, I kind of want to warm up into the album, so there's even more momentum built. And really, I've learned through my manager and like different, you know, trial and error things, that this is all momentum based, and catching something and just keep it growing. And I see the artists that are touring and doing
yeah.
well, that's what
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
doing,
yeah.
is there's like a consistency. And so it's like, how can I do that? Because when I tried the last couple of years saying like, oh, I'll release a song every month, it just doesn't end up happening. And it's hard to have these like one-off singles that don't really match things. So it's like, let's thematically block some chunks together. And I was like, EPs, albums is the best thing we can do,
Yeah.
but you got to mix an EPs. So it's like, all right, 2 EPs in an album, and waterfall the whole thing. So everything drops as a single and has its own release date and budget. And like, I feel like that's the best way to get the most power out of your music.
And then are you doing a big like final release with it all together, or
Yeah.
you're literally just okay?
Yeah, so the idea is to, once it's all the way out, re-release it on vinyl, So re-release it as one, and then say it's also available on vinyl now.
Right.
And, order here.
Yeah.
So this is exactly what Ivy Lab has done for like the
I was
last
just gonna say.
Oh, really?
Dude,
2 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
I've been
and-
looking for people to study that. I've
Yeah,
done similar
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, look at
Okay.
Aznadel.
Yeah.
They have
It's great.
some songs where they've literally released like 5 times. They'll do
They'll be
one as
like-
the single, and then the 2-track with that first single, and then a
Yep,
new
yep,
song,
exactly.
and then a third, and then a fourth and a fifth, and then the album, and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck. And
They
there's
just
like new covers
add
for all of it.
A song per release.
Yeah.
But they
Re-released
the
yeah.
songs
Okay,
that are
I've never
already
even
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah, so it's
Whoa.
amazing.
So it's waterfall, but it's like adding the whole time.
Yeah, that's a
You can
hybrid
just
of waterfall.
juice the other songs
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
I didn't even
it's
know you could do
insane.
that.
Yeah.
And they probably do it because it's a good idea.
I mean,
You
they
know,
do it.
like it probably works in their favor.
They're kind
Yeah,
of
they do it on their
genius.
own label, so they can just like do that.
Also that.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it's such
At
a
their
fun
leisure.
move.
It
I
is a
mean,
fun move.
It helps too because they're not just making rhythm, like they're not just making floor burners, just to like
Floor burner. I
floor burner,
love
dude. You
that.
just burn
I've
it on
never
the floor.
heard that.
Yeah, I just made it up right now.
You're welcome.
Somebody write that
I like that one.
You're welcome, guys.
Yeah, you can save that.
But yeah, they're kind of going for the timeless. Like I will say that they're already in that realm for me. Like I have a bunch of songs by them that I'm like, I'm not going to be able to live without this song probably until I die.
See,
It's
that's
just too
if we
good.
could do that with our art, like what you
Right.
just said. That's like the
I know
That's
the dream.
it.
That's what
It's
we're
a dream.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which they
That's
have.
the dream.
They have a lot of
Fuck
things
yeah.
that are like coalescing, and my favorite part about it is how like old school they are with how they run shit. Like it's more like an old school band where like you had to buy the CD to get the sleeve to open to read about the band and like
yeah.
to like learn about them. Like they don't post on Instagram all the time of like behind the scenes shit. Like they'll randomly be like, "Hey, we're having an album release. You can get the vinyl, and like that's it." And then they'll promote like where they're gonna play and stuff like that. But their Instagram is full of like cool,
Artistic shit.
yeah, just a bunch
Random artistic shit.
of just random photo shoots that are just cool as fuck.
I can dig that.
Yeah, they're so cool, dude. Like they are just cool dudes.
That's what I've
Like,
been trying to
they're
learn
just
with
so
socials.
cool.
Because like all of us like having to be like we all know social
No
media
cringe.
is bad for our mental health.
Yes.
You know, like
Right.
we all know it would be better if we're not on it. But this career, surprise, you should be on it
Yeah.
5 times a week. To stay relevant is what people are talking about, and like
Right.
5 good pieces of content. So you have to batch it, and like you have to pretty much be a full-time touring artist to have that kind of time off to make that kind of content.
Right, sure.
So you just feel this immense pressure as any artist that's not that, and
Right.
you're like, I need to be posting all the time. But it's like you need to look up references the same way we look up song references of how to master, like where drums should
Right.
be sitting. Like you kind of have to look up who's good at socials
I mean,
too.
we're already planning to do a very similar thing to what they do with their Instagram for our recon gear. Like we're not
Nice.
posting anything until we have like a photo shoot, and then it's basically just going to be that. It's just going to be like photo shoots of our characters, which that's one of them.
Nice. Very gunky.
Yeah,
Shout out the boys.
Yeah, yeah.
Gunk Recon Gear collab. Recon Gunk?
recon gunk.
Recon gunk.
Oh,
Good.
I'm jealous.
That could be good.
But yeah, like I like the artistry of the project as well.
Yeah.
Like I'm not against like somebody who just wants to be the face of the project, and they're like virtual Riot. It's just
Yeah.
him. Like he doesn't have like a mascot.
Or
It's-
really even a brand that much.
Right. It's just him, and he's really
Yeah.
good at what he does.
And everyone's like, you're good. I
and
like
he's really
listening to this.
forward facing with like all the other producers. Like he does tutorials and all that kind of stuff. Blah blah blah.
I played right after him one time actually in
Oh,
Baltimore.
let's go.
No
It was like Nightmare Festival. He was a secret
Dang.
guest midnight headliner, and I was in at 1. So
That's cool.
The stage was with 1,200 people. It was like packed out.
Goddamn.
For that festival, that was like the busiest stage. Yeah, it was nuts. He
sure.
brought out 2 other rhythm dudes, and they were chopping. And like a lot of times, they would just finish the song wide, and like down to 0 on the BPM. So when I went up there, 2 of the decks were in reverse, and all of them were on wide. And I was like having to start my set, and I'm like, oh man, I had to do so many changes to like fix the CDJs so I could play on them. And I was like, dude, that'd be nice. Like I always reset it as much as I can before I pass it off.
There's
I was
a
like,
certain
oh, you guys.
Yeah.
Especially the reverse caught me one time. I played at Camp Question Mark at Burning Man.
you're like,
And my
whoa.
buddy played before me, and he left the reverse on, and I went and hit play, and obviously it just won't play because it's in reverse.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, and I was like, oh, it's broken in my
It's
first song. Like,
corrupted.
what do I do? You know?
Yeah.
And I had to learn that. So luckily, I had learned that by the Virtual Riot set.
That's
funny.
Yeah.
I've made a point to have this like mental checklist the second I get on stage, because the first time I played in the lounge, the DJ before me left the reverb on, and I rarely use effects when I DJ, so I don't even think about looking at that. And my first song, it was an ambient song, so it was very reverby as it was, so I didn't notice. And the drop came in, and I was like,
something's not right.
yeah, and then I was like, does it just sound bad because I'm back here? And I
Right.
know the lounge notoriously doesn't
Scary.
sound the best. And then I let it play the whole drop, and then I was mixing in the next song, and I saw the little flashing button, and I was like,
Oh, this reminds me of when I was at Burning Man, which
That
I've only went
was
the one
supposed
time. There was this on Monday, the day after the burn. There was this guy in his RV, and he had his deck set up, and so we're all kind of packing up and stuff. And there's not a lot of volume going around, so we can just hear his one stage. He had the flanger on for like it had to be like 26 minutes.
Oh my
so like,
God.
While he's doing like Playa Tech House.
oh my
And
god.
we thought he was like trolling
That's
us
a
at
brutal
first, but then I was like, it's over 20 minutes of a flanger on the whole time, and he's still mixing, and like
and he's
like
having a
obviously,
blast up there.
you know, like just
Lots of
Fucking
booger sugar.
amazing.
yeah.
To bring it back
Wow.
though,
So someone eventually was like,
Oi!
hey,
he's,
by
yo,
the way,
yo.
Like Cesar Milan. Hey,
Yeah.
maybe
nope.
Hey, let me just hit that for you.
sneakily
Yeah.
just turn that off real quick.
Well, and he
The
didn't
whole
even
crowd
change the
is
rate.
relieved.
Like one of the things I like to do is there's a tap tempo on the effects, so I'll
Yeah,
use
yeah.
a flanger, but like it's
Yeah,
only
it's
on
just-
fills, and then I'll do like a
the same rate.
incremental, like faster and faster and faster tap to make like laser sounds
That's
out of it.
kinda fun.
And it's kind of fun way
That's
to
a
use
cool
flanger.
idea. I haven't thought
I've
of that.
Yeah.
actually never done that. That's cool.
Yeah, because you can tap it, make it like really slow and wide at first, and then as you're like adding the wet, like you keep going faster and faster and faster until
that's
like
sick.
leads into a drop. So it's like
Nice,
you know.
Try
Yeah, that's
that
a cool
later.
idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
That's fucking awesome.
Sauce.
That's a
Let's
good
go.
idea.
Yeah, mixing sauce.
So you guys were talking about project launches. I came in at the end of it.
Lunges, lunches, lunges.
Lunches. Lunches. Project Lunches.
Project lunches. Amazing.
Project.
No. Launches.
Yeah.
There is something nice about people who are in a position similar to you, or like some of our other homies in the bass music scene, who like took their time, a long time, to just develop a sound and develop a concept of a brand and a name and a lot of shit behind it. So when you finally launch, you know, you have the vision and an identity and potentially a label to back you right off the bat, so you can get a nice boost. I was the opposite. Like, you know, I just like started in the basement. I was like, I'll go to SoundCloud. Boom, there's a project, and I've just like figured it out on the way. And you know,
Sure.
And there's something nice about that. You know, there's pros and cons. Like people get to watch you develop as you develop and find your identity.
As you, Nadell.
As you, Nadell.
Univision.
Yep.
Burro.
Thank you.
Ogre. Cebolla.
I will say though, if I could do it all again though, fucking wait like 5 to 8 years, get sick at production, meet a bunch of people, do all that, and then launch. Like that is, I think, the fucking move. Because like that's what Cool Customer did.
Yeah.
If you know Cool Customer, and he is one person. I talked to him on his Discord about it. He did just get very lucky, like right place, right time. But he was prepared, and he was ready, and he had his whole thing, and he had sick music, and when he was ready to go, he just happened to meet the right people and got launched on fucking Subtronics' label, and then played these festivals, and now he's Cool Customer. Like, he just, you know,
I mean, to be fair, he is a really cool customer.
the coolest.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
to say that.
branding plays a lot into things. I noticed,
Sure.
like you
Sure.
make it easy to spell and easy to relate to, and like something that you can make a visual image behind, especially if you have custom visual assets and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for sure. Also, like connections / like a real targeted like move like that as your initial move, I think is a good idea.
Yeah.
Like you get good enough to where like you're like, I'm gonna make this sound and they're gonna want to sign the shit because I'm making it specifically for them, and I know it's good enough because I'm homies with all these dudes.
Yeah.
Slash a couple of them are already released on there, so they're gonna help me out, and then boom, and you just ride that bad boy.
Yep.
You know.
Well, I think being an artist starts early on and us working on artistry, but when you launch a project, like that's kind of like launching a business, right?
Yeah.
So it's good if you have some people that believe in you, you know, kind of invested either monetarily
totally.
or not, you know.
Some
and-
insiders.
Yeah.
Some references.
Yeah, and you have a game plan for the whole logo and stuff. I like.
Right, a good
I've had
business card.
5 a.m. made my logo for like the last 8 years that I've used. I recently just
Shout out
got a
5
new
a.m..
one. He's an excellent graphic designer.
lives
if you
in
need
Philly?
a logo. Yeah, he lives in Philly.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
you should hit him up if you need one. Like he's done a lot of people in the glitch scene. He's really talented.
Yeah.
But I was realizing like, okay, I have changed my spelling from Starfox to Starfox. Like I should get a new logo that makes that very clear. And so I was like, hey, I've looked at a lot of logos. I put it online. You know. Closey, I think her logo looks really fire. You know, I have a couple other artists I listed, and Jesse Breda, who's the Gravitas owner.
Shout out Gravitas.
He was like, I
One
can
of my
just
dream
set you up with
labels.
the guy who made Closey's logo if you want. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, that'd be
so
great.
he made my new logo, and I'm really hyped on it. And so I think like it's worthwhile to either, like you're saying, take your time, get everything prepared, and have it ready, or at least along the way, like realize different ways you can improve and use your connections that you made to get quality things, because it's still a business at the end of the day. Like you can change it over time to make it better. And I think like your logo and your branding, all that really matters, and we don't think about that when we first hop in the DAW. It's like I just want to make cool sounds that feel like me and I'm happy with. And then like later on you learn, oh man, a lot of this really does matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like branding, it sounds like a terrible word to an artist. You're like, I don't want to be I don't want to be Lay's potato chips, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
but I do love a good logo.
I know.
I like
know.
a good logo, but it has to be accompanied by a good name. Like if it's a bad name, the logo can't save it.
I think the way that we feel philosophically about it does kind of ring to a kind of branding perspective, because we're more interested in making like a project at a time, you know, like we've had a band and then we had the more dance music project. Like
You two specifically.
yeah,
because we come
Caleb
from
and I.
band land.
But like
And
I just
bands
like
are
making
projects.
shit. So like I like the being able to break it off into a chunk and be like, here's this thing that I'm making right now, which makes it weird over time, because you're like, well, there's all these things that I did, but it's not like all branded together or whatever.
See, that's what I want to figure out, though. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is how
I think
to,
it's just you are attached to all those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you get
over
the fan
time,
base to
Yeah.
know exactly who
People
you are.
know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you make let's say like an hour-long all original mix,
Yeah.
you'll learn a lot about like kind of the signature sauce that you have across all the songs, even if they are pretty multi-genre, and you'll start to get like kind of some imagery in your head of what it could all, you know, fit under. I think if what your name sounds kind of like what your sound is, that helps people a lot, but it doesn't necessarily, it could be just like cool customer, because that doesn't really necessarily give me ideas of sounds, you know,
Right.
but that's
That
easy to
does have
remember. It has
cool in the
alliteration.
name.
Yeah. It has the CC, like it's a great
Yeah.
branding for you to remember the name. So it could be anything. You don't have to necessarily brand to make it the most sales forward, but it is important, you know, to realize
It's
how
fun
people
to do.
experience your art.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun to like link it all up.
Yeah. I
Wait.
mean,
Honestly, like you're
Yeah.
bringing
More fun
this,
to concept it.
It's like the most vulnerable shit ever. Is like, here's what happens when I meet up with the muse in the fucking dark
Yeah.
every day.
yeah, exactly.
Muse in the Dark. There's a song, band named
honestly-
Muse in the Dark.
Dark.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a power ballad. I can see it now.
What was the other one
We're
you
in
said?
D sharp. We're
Or
in
we
D
turn
sharp
all the
minor.
lights off, and it's the podcast after the podcast.
Podcast After Dark.
And she's in the dark.
Ooh.
Wait, what was
It's
the...
a musical.
I forgot to write it down. Floor banger? Floor stepper? Floor shaker?
Floor burner.
Floor burner.
Floor
burner.
burner.
Sorry.
We could do a couple drops for that.
It's just a floor burner, dude.
Yeah.
I'd love that. Yeah. The floor burner.
Floor
you mean?
burner.
I mean,
We get everyone-
vocal drops for samples.
Right.
So I go by Starfox. So I got that name from one of my very best friends.
Oh, cool.
It was really hard for me to pick my own brand name. I had some different stuff like Stellar. I thought about doing that.
Yeah.
Now that's a girl DJ that's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Shout out Stellar.
Yeah, hey. But he picked Starfox. He gave like us all of our friends like different names like White Rabbit or Coyote or Little Black Bear, and had this kind of like forest, I don't know, fairy tale kind of thing almost about
Yeah.
it. And he's like a poet and songwriter and stuff, and Native American. So like all of it kind of came together where I was like, oh, I like this name, and I tried it for a few years, and people like really liked it and said stay with it. And then after that, it was like I can't change now. I've been this for so long.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I try to think about like how can I make my own sound, because Starfox is a video game, and I feel like when people see that, they might expect me to make like a flip of
Video game
Halo or
sounds.
video game sounds.
Right.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, I kind of
And
messed
that
that a little
is
bit.
what most people think that it sounds like.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
This
Just electronic music as a whole.
Yeah, actually, maybe that's a good
actually
relief.
kind of sound like video game sounds to most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who listen to country music.
To the normies.
To the normies. A lot of my girlfriends or friends that are girls or in between, they call me like Foxy or Star Foxy. So, and because I play sax, there's like this kind of
Yes,
foxy
yeah,
element to
yeah.
it. I still love space though.
That's
I love
amazing.
like Pink Floyd. So
Right.
stars. I've watched like every Star Wars. I like everything to do with space.
Yeah.
Right.
Alien Earth. Shout out Alien Earth.
Alien Earth.
Incredible show.
Don't spoil it.
I won't say
halfway
nothing.
through. Okay, good.
Okay, just really great.
It is, dude.
The sound design.
The entire,
know?
the entire franchise
Yeah,
is
if
fucking
you haven't-
beautiful.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, dude.
What?
Watch it with
Oh,
a
dude.
subwoofer and listen to it. It's,
sick.
ah,
Sick.
Yeah, just watch it in the studio.
I
as
Some of the
always-
best
per usual.
engineering for a show right now. Like, they've pushed the envelope.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that makes me so much more excited then.
Yeah.
I always watch movies, or like sci-fi and fantasy specifically, in my studio area, because good
Right.
speakers. Like
Right.
I want to hear that. And I always sample the movies because we have the little browser sample thing. So I'm
Right.
like, that was a cool sound. Put that in that little folder. But
Right.
that'll be
Yeah.
fun to watch.
Yeah, I actually did sample the movie a little bit. I didn't keep it in the song, but I was like, oh, this is pretty fire. Like, I wish I could just get only the sound effects that are from that show.
Oh, dude.
I mean-
because there's so much good, like, modular, resampled,
Right.
garbly.
Imagine what's gonna come out of
Can't wait
fucking
to check
Tron
it.
Ares, dude.
I can't wait for
Yeah.
that. That's going to be so much
Yeah.
fun.
That one's gonna be sick.
I actually got to see.
Shout out, Boys Noise.
I think it's called Creator Eye or The
That's
Creator.
This weekend.
Creator what?
Yeah, that is this weekend.
The Creator or Creator Eye. I think it's The Creator. It was like a new sci-fi movie. In LA, when I lived with David Westbaum, there was like 6 bedrooms in the house. We had producers in every room.
Nice.
And Chef
sick.
Bar Beats lived with us for a while.
Nice.
He's done
No
really great.
way!
Yeah.
Shout out Joey.
Luckily,
Shout out,
I've had
Chef.
great roommates that have done really well. Like having
just lived
Hypho
with
and
some
Contra and
heavy
Pavon and
hitters.
like it's been really inspiring to be around. Because
That's awesome.
David is super fun to party with and has thrown events for years. We had friends that own an Intent Audio rig that's like a boutique, nice $100,000 sound system. So what he did is he bought up a blow-up movie theater and set up in the backyard. And so we had a bunch of friends over and had multiple movie nights. And when you hear like these new age shows, the sound design from these movies come through like a really awesome
Yeah,
rig.
good rig.
It's insane. And from that moment on, I started to
Interesting.
listen for sound design and new sci-fi stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and I highly suggest it if you get a chance, like some way to get like a really cool sound system paired
Yeah.
with newer movies that have great dynamic sound
Dude,
design.
it's the
Oh
best.
man,
Interesting.
Hey.
We got
Yeah.
some big speakers out here.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah. It's the shit.
I like it. It would be a cool other career to just do to make sound design for
Oh my
movies,
god, yeah,
especially
it's
sci-fi.
endgame. It's endgame right
So
there.
that's
Yes.
what David does and did like for many years.
No
He's
shit,
an amazing.
what?
Yeah, he worked for
I
Bungie.
didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so like my roommate was designing for a AAA game
What
studio,
the
like, and I was listening to
fuck?
in the studio
Yeah.
like how many iterations he was working on this like gun that would shoot out like
Right.
8 grenades, and then when they hit, like they like homing split off, and
Right.
like to make a sound that's that
Yeah.
evolved, it's not just one to
Yeah,
it's
Right.
like-
yeah.
That
And
and
I
there's
know-
some RNG, so it's like slightly different every single time.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
And
So
with
Face
the
plant,
environment
baby.
and stuff. Yeah,
David's
the
worked
best.
on like
My favorite.
video game
Same.
sound design shit, and I know Josh, the other half of Gunks, Migonot, worked with an electric car company to produce the electric vehicle sound.
Yeah.
I forget which company. But I was talking to
I
him
don't
about
remember
that,
either.
and he was like, "It's actually apparently so fucking complex. I'd love to get him on the pod to talk." I think he talked about that on like Bill's pod,
Yeah.
or something, right? Okay, so
Yeah, he
went
was
in.
talking about the acceleration.
But
Great podcast.
great
Mr. Bill.
pod, yeah. But like, I don't know, that's fascinating. Like he spent like fucking 2 months just designing a car sound and the intricacies of like when you accelerate, this is how things pitch and speed up, and like. I don't know. That's a fun way to work your brain when you're an audiophile and you fuck with synths the way we do.
Right.
Totally. Yeah, and they use different like software too. It's like they will use Ableton or DAW, but like there's so many different like software that you have to interface with to actually upload it into the game and work it with the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a whole other
Like Reactor, I think, is one
framework
that they're using.
of
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I just wish I wish that you could upload your own sound into e-vehicles. Because, like,
Fart sounds.
Well, no, well, there's that, but also
Yeah.
just like you could just have like the almond brake. So as you're driving, everybody's just getting
That would be so
subjected
sick.
to
That would
just
be amazing.
Oh, you're sitting for the outside.
yeah, it's just the almond brake as you drive past. It'd be so good.
When I drive the drum and bass, I drive faster. It's like not
And
on
as
purpose.
you
I
go-
just notice. I'm like,
Dude,
this is much faster than I
Same
usually
with
drive.
him.
Yeah.
It's scary being in the car with him sometimes on the highway
Yeah, I'll
because
go.
a good D&B
Especially
song
jungle.
comes on and you can
Especially
see him
jungle,
lock
'cause
in
you're
and
just
the
like-
car speeds up a little bit.
Now
You're
we're
just
in
like,
fucking some need for speed
Yeah.
or cool border shit.
yeah,
and you're
you
like,
you're
you
locked
just-
in,
dude.
dude.
You lock it.
You
You're
gotta
like
lock in.
RPG.
Hey.
Fucking.
Hey,
which
get
is
in
why
the
I
flow
usually
state, baby.
listen to
That's what
podcasts when I'm in the car, so I don't speed.
I mean, it's kind of what I like about like drum and bass and like faster vibed music is like the kind of trance-like quality that you get
Yeah.
into after some time.
It's almost like your ears are like ice skates on like ice, and it's like there's like a
like a guiding-
momentum flow.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Right.
it is. Like
It's like a guiding the mind to kind of like settle into a groove or something like that for the people listening.
Yeah, like leans you forward instead of lean you back, like what blues does or something. Like you're
Oh,
not
interesting.
trying to like lean back.
Sativa versus indica.
Although I will say that's
Yeah,
not
sativa music.
It's not a very good analogy because there's plenty of drum and bass out there that is like super slop and just
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
you know it's all fucking
I always love
lazy
when
as hell.
people can do that.
Yeah,
Like
it's
lazy
great.
swing drum and bass is
Yeah.
such a fun
It's like
concept.
super fast, but it's like so fucking swung.
Yeah. It's,
Have you heard of this artist named Face? It's Phace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bass is
Yeah.
sick.
One of the best Germans to ever produce.
Dude, okay, so
Fucking man.
yeah, hey,
Yeah.
when Gunk was here, David and everybody,
I
they stayed
love
at my
Face.
house, and so I was like, let's do some shows while you guys are in town. So we went and saw Face at
Oh,
Black Box.
Yeah, you did.
And like Posei was great, but Face was
Post
like
is also great.
was
Yeah.
like stole the show. His sound design and like how it all sounds like him, and I don't know. It's like
Yeah, it's very clear.
and dark,
Yeah.
and, like
Yeah.
and crunchy, and the black box rig is so immersive, and
Yeah.
just I was like blown away. It was one of my favorite drum and bass shows I've ever seen.
He's one of my favorite drum and bass
Yeah.
artists
I
for
would
sure.
love to see him live. I've only been to one DMB show ever.
Oh, what? Why?
I don't
question.
know. That
Yeah,
is a
that's a
good
big why.
question. Yeah.
We're out here.
I don't know. That's
Yeah.
a great. I need to go to more.
Do you
I've been
hate
to
it?
one.
We're asking
no,
the
I
tough
fucking
questions.
love it. It's so
Oh.
much fun. It's so much fun. I got into it because of them. They got super into it and showed me the world, and we went.
Good job, boys.
Yeah, I know,
Oh, yeah.
and it was so much fun. I had a blast, and yeah, we need to do that more.
And
Will
we
you-
were
will you take
making
me to one?
house music
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the funniest. This was before
Oh.
their
Locked.
DMB bass music project.
Yeah, we were locked and just listening to drum and bass, being like, "This is so cool."
Yeah. Who did we see? Camo
We
and
can't do house
Crooked,
music anymore.
That's a classic.
and two other really sick people that I should remember their name. It was a good night, but more of that.
The show that you went to? Do you
Yeah.
remember where it was?
Real Works.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That show. We met Back Left that night, or I met Back Left for the first time that night.
Was that the 25th anniversary
It's like
of
19,
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it
That
was
guy's
Camo
name
and Crooked.
19.
for Reloaded, I think.
Yeah.
19 something.
Oh, 1949, 1976. I'm just throwing numbers out there. Yeah.
1776.
Oh.
That's when America became America.
Dude, that would be a fun
I know.
project.
It was
Yeah.
Ed Rush. It was Ed Rush and Optical.
Okay.
There we go.
And they were direct support for Camo Crooked.
Okay.
And Ed Rush and Optical was my Steve's, dude. It was just straight metalheads, fucking 2003 style drum and bass. Just the most aggressive drums there has ever been in the genre. Just just like so intense. You're like, oh my god, it's a warehouse. It's great. It was so good.
I heard
loved
the
that show.
Chase and Status show was sick as fuck.
Yeah, the Under the
day.
Bridge shit.
I don't know if you saw much about it, but
No.
E-Prom,
He's good.
Peekaboo.
He's good.
Player Dave.
Player
No,
Dave.
no,
Player
not
Dave.
Player Dave. Not Player Dave. Flavor
Flavor Flav.
Flavor D.
Flavor D.
Does it rhymes?
Flavor
Flavor
D.
D. Okay.
Yeah, the gal.
Damn it. Yeah. Flavor
Yeah.
D is awesome.
Yeah, Flavor
Yeah.
D is awesome.
Someone else.
That's funny. I see the
I don't
you mixed
remember.
all.
I know. It's like it's a girl though. It's not Dave.
Yeah.
What's interesting is each subgenre of electronic music has like a different rule about the dance floor. And
Right.
like what people generally do, even sometimes the way they look, your vibe definitely like attracts a tribe.
Yeah.
I do like the drum and bass crowd because I loved going to metal shows for like maybe 7 years. I worked for Warped Tour, and while I did that, I worked for Mayhem Tour, which are the biggest touring, companies in the country, and got to go to different places. And my role was like in charge of all the luxury tour buses and helping get those contracted and serviced and make sure the driver, who got arrested, isn't
Right.
booked for that one because he can't go to Canada. And we did a little bit of artist management too, but I learned a lot from behind the scenes of how, it works backstage with all the artists and managers and,
Right.
things. And, the Mayhem going there and hanging out and eating cereal with Slayer and then watching them play and stuff was pretty nuts and like disturbed and like
Yeah,
so.
it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it was really fun, and I got to see kind of all the subgenres of rock and roll and metal like
Sick.
on those tours. And after that, then I joined all this electronic music. And growing up, I played in orchestras and jazz bands and like marching band and DCI and stuff.
Yeah.
So I have seen kind of all of the music scenes, and we're pretty lucky in electronic music that we get such a great crowd response and cool people that are our age that like stuff. Like as producers, what you release music-wise is going to attract certain people, and so you guys being in the drum and bass gang, right, mostly. That's going to be like a certain crowd that you're going to attract, which is going to be very different than like the God plopping glitch heads of your thing.
Yeah,
right.
And
Totally.
I've kind of
sure.
noticed for me, like
Yeah.
my sound has changed over the years, and it's like I want to set through my songs the kind of rules of the dance floor where.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
think that's like an interesting thing to think about as
Yeah.
you're like thinking about what sound you want to focus on.
Totally.
100%. How are you also, we've talked about this a little bit, since you've made, you've had so many like eras of just being Starfox and being an artist and like making all these different styles. Have you figured out some sort of like symbiosis, like unity sound to all of it? Or are you kind of more
Unity
open to
sound.
be like, here's all the different albums that are just the aspects of me? Or like what is your approach on trying to just that brand side of being an artist, or like the genre sides of being an artist, or portraying yourself? Are you trying to just be one sound more so these days, or are you just...
Yes and no. Like I feel like I've always been chasing inspiration, so there are certain eras where the inspiration was different than what it is now. And to me now, like why I asked about timeless music or music that gave you a great emotional response, I realized that has more value across the years, and really we're trying to build fans that can dive into our works and really immerse themselves and like become super fans and want to see you multiple times a year, and that's how you can create longevity with touring and building, as an artist. So it's like, how can I have that as a stimulus? And that's the era I'm in now, and why I'm working with so many vocalists and kind of trying to figure out like, so I've changed my stimulus to being like 110 to 150 BPM instead of the usual halftime that I do. I've like cut down how much sound design and like crazy, warping basses and stuff that I have in it, because it's not just about flexing the sound system for heads. It's like, yes, that's important, but there's all these other people that want to be able to dance the music, or there's like literally women in the crowd, like they might like certain things too, and it's like good to bounce your ideas off of them too. And like I want it to be a safe space for people to feel their emotions, and I think like that is more powerful at the end of the day. And so these eras like have changed from me being very much inside my head to like competing with other producers, to then like figuring out how it works for the dance floor, to then figuring out like how is this going to work at multiple stops in different cities where people don't know me and I'm in different roles. And then I'm like, how can I make this so that it's something that people want to stream online? Like people should be able to listen to your music not only at the shows you're at, but like at their own house. And like that keeps kind of changing the way I write music, because I'm like there's different things to consider on that journey. And if you can hit all of them, that, like you're saying, there's something that ties together. It's like I try to think about all those as I'm making a song. Like that's why I start with the drums first, to make sure the groove is great, because the dance has to happen for most of the songs. And then that's like
it's EDM, it's dance music is
that's kind of the expectation that when they see us DJing,
It seems like you're approaching it from like a sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead. I'm pretty much it. Yeah.
You're approaching it like, and from my perspective, a very like matured perspective on how to do this. Because
it's a very healthy perspective.
A healthy
well thought out.
Have you ever done therapy, bro?
Yeah.
So it is well thought out, but it's also sometimes I have option paralysis, or like I overthink.
Oh, sure.
I'm definitely a big overthinker.
Yeah.
That's how it goes,
I like it though. I like a good aim. I like a analysis. I like these sorts of things.
Right.
These are good, useful things.
Yeah, if it's your passion, like that, you should be thinking about the entire thing, like
and
thinking all
when you
aspects
start,
of it.
if you go a direction, you'll immediately find out like, oh, this is what this feels like, and then you might be like, that's not what I want to do. This is not like. This world does not work for me very well. I don't enjoy it that much.
Right, which
happened to like, well,
Mr. Bill talks about this.
I got to change my shit.
Like Mr. Bill was doing IDM for years and touring out of his, van with his funny lab, and they were setting up like a facade, and he had to bring like his old computer that was like a tower with like a old monitor too, and like everything was heavy and took a lot of space, and they had to sleep on the car, and he was doing all this effort of carrying all this gear to make an immersive AV show
band type style. Shit.
And he was like, okay, the crowd response, like I'm not seeing them move, like even though they're having a cerebral connection, like I can't really see that. I would like to make music that makes of actual visual response, so I have some like type of stimulus. So he noticed like dubstep tended to work more for the kids, and so he started like kind of focusing on that and DJing on CDJs to take away
Even
from
though
all this like
always salty
pre-prep
about that fact.
He's always salty.
I mean, like recently he's talking about Tipper, and like he's like, he didn't just give up and make dubstep. He's like, bro, you didn't have to. I'm sorry. You're
he's an
salty
overthinker
about
too,
it.
Yeah, for sure. Overthinker.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
we are big Mr. Bill fans.
Yeah.
He's when I was getting credentialed in Pro Tools, this was like 2013. I was learning how to like set up a patch bay and like record R&B and hip hop vocals and voiceovers. We even had Topanga come in, which was pretty cool. From Boy Meets World, and do like a voiceover for political thing.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy throwback.
Wow.
And we worked for like a
Topanga
Lil Wayne verse got in the studio. We did some cool artists. Like I won't keep name dropping, but it was a cool experience there. But I was like learning how to either produce vocals for a lot of different artists or do these voiceover things, and I was like, but I don't know if that's what I want to do for my career. Like there's some artists that had a lot of money that would come in and not be very good, and they'd be your regular clients, and so you'd have to be working on music that often wasn't like what you like. So it's like, I'm also gonna make my own music, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do this on Pro Tools. Like I can't remember where my iLock is. I don't like this DAW, and so it was kind of like it's kind of like Xbox and PlayStation. Like all my friends had Xbox and could play online, and none of them had PlayStation because it's more expensive.
I mean,
so
PC obviously, but
right.
Yeah.
PC Master Race.
So yeah, Yeah, you got me on that one. Xbox, I liken it to Ableton because all my friends are using it, and I got into it in Mr. Bill's tutorials online in like 2013 and 2015. He was absolutely crushing it, and I listened to probably like 70 of them like multiple times, and like actually with the DAW open too, and like trying to implement stuff that I learned from him, and his like witty, fast-paced Australian,
right.
yeah, like, and some mundanity to his voice too,
Right,
like an
exactly.
irritation. Like I just love the whole thing, And so I've listened to all of his podcasts too.
Same.
Which got me, which is dope that this continues on, and there's a new era of podcasters coming into.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, literally, we're fucking a direct inspiration of Bill, like him doing his thing.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
Yeah, sure.
His set at Red Rocks for the Tipper last thing like stole the show. Like it was like a whole movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like
I just listened to him talk about it on a podcast.
yeah. I listened to that today.
I was just like,
funny.
Yeah, the
this
Funny
makes
Lab, that one.
Actually,
It was like a movie.
I was
It was
not
crazy.
that feeling it about the Tipper concert, but I was like, fuck, I would have liked to see Mr.
You would have
Bill at this
loved
show.
it. This was like, I
It
don't
was
know.
the cool, like he brushed up, like he says in this podcast, he brushed up like a lot of older
Yeah.
stuff. And if you're a fan of his, like I have been for a long time now, since I started my project, it's like been me and him, like his ideas in my head and his music, you know. So I know some of this earlier stuff,
Yeah,
and to hear
totally.
it come back and be in this new, fresh way, and like the funny visuals, the Funny Lab was the best thing I've ever seen, because
It was so good.
when we're talking
It was
about
so
timeless
good.
things or things that have an emotional response, like he really met the moment and had so many like cathartic things where like Mr. Bill like literally crawls inside the hatched egg of dead Tipper, like curls up and then like bursts into the air and like has a halo and like it's floating. It's like the rebirth of Tipper, through Bill, and
there's all these themes of like existentialism and life and death.
Yeah.
And then, in classic Bill and just like kind of understanding fashion, like there's just silly shitpost moments where it's just dumb. It takes you out of the like, this is very serious and real and we're on drugs and life and death, and you're like, oh wait, but silly, haha.
Right.
And then you have fun.
Yeah,
and
because
like,
it's a couple of artists working together, but we should do,
yeah, like how
this.
funny would this be? At Red Rocks, we could do this.
We're
Like,
gonna go
was so
hard in
good.
this moment there for a
Now,
second, right?
he says like visuals can't be done that way without just being a fully sequenced thing. Like you
Yeah.
couldn't cue it all. I think you can with punting and with some things that Noop NEWP has showed me, where like you use the time code in Record Box to bring up the visual that matches the song, and so like as the producers or DJs bring the songs up, it cues the
like
visuals.
That was a thing you could do.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do it. So I think Bill might be wrong in that, but I think like it still was beautiful how
I think he's
it's
just being
sequenced.
hyperbolic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where he's just like. He's like, you're not really doing it like at like the highest level of like perfection to the thing
Yeah.
or whatever. But like, is he saying that he just pushed play?
Basically on the visuals, yeah. And
On the
I think
visuals.
maybe even audio wise, it might have been like he did
It's
for his
time
last
synced
set
at
where he
the
like
very
made
least to some
chunks and then
extent.
mixes just chunks,
Right.
but not all
Right.
mixing.
Right.
So there's less room for error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be fair,
You'd have
if,
to beat match the video.
Right.
If you're playing Tipper's last set ever, this huge moment, you don't want to fuck up any aspect of it
No.
in your hour time
this is
slot.
not. Yeah.
You know?
We're not flexing.
Yeah. Or even, even if it's not some monumental set thing, if you're playing Lost Lands, it's Lost Lands 25, you still don't want to fuck up. You want it all to be time, you never
Yeah.
want to fuck up your set and have it.
Nice.
16 channel mixing, dude.
This is why.
channel.
This is like
Sorry.
the thing. I lean more in Mr. Bill's direction in general, which is that like I don't really want a jam band. I want a properly prepared act.
An experience, a fucking show.
Usually, like I would want this more than this. I can appreciate the jam.
That's
but
why I like
really
Pretty Lights a lot.
Like I have prepared this. Yeah.
Luckily, because I got to be signed with Mammoth, I've been like on a lot of Pretty Lights after parties.
Oh,
I did like
okay.
8 of them last year, so I got to see him play in a lot of different cities. And I've seen him play before he had the band, and I know it originated with the band, so it's kind of full circle why he has the band now.
Yeah.
But they toe that line of like having jam sensibilities or extended sections, but also it still feels really well prepared because of the systems that are in place and the control that Derek has all over the instruments.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
So I think there's somewhere in the middle where I really, for me, being an instrumentalist and somebody that does improvise, I like a middle ground where there is that point where the artist could mess up. It's like watching a tightrope, walker.
Oh,
or somebody,
sure.
Somebody like, it's like
Great
dirt bike,
analogy.
Tricks and shit. Like you want to see cool, like risk, and then
And you
through that you
want to see them
find.
fuck up, but you don't want to see them die.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, or as far as like dirt bikes or something.
Which I still want to see a great performance, and so I think like there's somewhere in the middle where you do prepare something really well, but you do leave a little wiggle room for the moment, live moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just my sensibility. That doesn't mean it's right. Like,
I feel like no matter how you slice the pie, like there's like a bunch of fucking work to do if you want to do a bunch of work. Like at any point in the process, you can add as much work as you need to feel like you've put out the amount of work to make it like. I mean, I get the element of like you could fuck up during the thing, and I agree. I definitely want the element of being able to fuck up.
Yeah, we need the fuckery.
So that's why we kind of loosely base sets on songs that we want to do, and we'll practice. But
Yeah,
who knows?
I think set and
We
setting
free ball it for
also
Who knows how it's gonna go?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
But the songs are gonna work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that really matters. I'm not gonna mix it the same way the second time that I did the first.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. For sure.
I don't know if you've
for
seen
sure.
artists like this, but you'll see a set of them, and then like you'll see them a couple weeks later, a couple months later, and it's the same set, like same transitions in a lot of places, and it kind of is disappointing.
Yeah.
And I can see it's probably like that with comedy. Like if you saw a comedian, then you saw him a few months later, and it's the same shtick, the same way. You're like, I don't know.
It's different with comedy because they're releasing that hour, so they're like perfecting it, and then they release it, and then they start all over.
Well, that's if they're doing a special or releasing it. Like, they could just be touring, and maybe you do want to follow the guy, like you love fucking Stavros or whoever the fucking.
Right.
If they do the same thing every time, which it would, especially as a comedian, having like a new
anybody at Stavros'
modular
level
hour
is
every
releasing
time.
a special.
I kind of think of it the same way, whether it's comedian, band, electronic artist, which is like, I would generally like it if they kind of were doing the same thing on each show, but if I saw change happening, like they were making adjustments in areas within the set to make it more whatever they're trying
as the tour goes along.
do as you.
I'd agree with that.
I can see the iteration happening. If they're doing the exact same thing the whole time, it's like, what? Why? You could do a new thing the next time.
You can slowly adjust things based on the feedback you got from the previous set.
This crowd's they're kind of being this way, so I need to kind of adjust things to make it work for them as well.
I will say though, like, if we were at like a Red Rock show or a Mission, and there's the potential of a big production and a lot of people and all this stuff, I would rather just be really tight and like, fun visuals, fun lights, the lasers, all the fun stuff at the moments, compared to like if you were at Black Box. Like I would be more okay. Or not that it really matters and I really care.
Yeah, huge.
But like, I would rather shit just be like locked in at Red Rocks. Like, just give me the show, give me the experience, the fun big thing.
And
then let's say you were
Box
booked.
Lounge,
Well,
you're not gonna fucking do a full prepared set with visuals.
Yeah.
And
that's
like,
why.
that
Give me
won't
the
happen.
freeform. Like when fucking what is Frequen's label? Like Upscale.
Upscale.
When they did the Upscale takeover, it seemed pretty freeform, especially at the end when they did the 9-person back-to-back or whatever. They just dicked around for an hour and a half or whatever. And, like, that was fun. That was great. That's what I want at, like, a Black Box, a small venue, like, we're all having fun. Everyone's kind of in on it. They're playing, like, really dumb SpongeBob rhythm edits and, like, stupid shit. And, like, That's fun.
The
Love
boys.
it. Yeah. And even, frequent played a SpongeBob rhythm at Red Rocks, I wouldn't be opposed, if he freeformed.
Right.
But still, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Like, I like the, like the Lost Lands.
Well, yeah,
it's all planned production at the big thing. I'm okay with that.
You
Right.
want to meet the moment. You want to see the artist like rise to the occasion of a big thing. So, like, if I were to headline Red Rocks this next weekend, like I was booked and I'm the headliner, I don't think that I would want to just hit play once and like everything is sequenced visually and audio.
Definitely that.
For me personally, but it
If you're
seems
the
like
DJ, right?
that's kind of the thing. As like you get bigger and bigger into the best venues, like. There's Deadmau5 talks about how he often does similar stuff, and like it's kind of the industry standard.
Yeah.
And I think there has to be like a combination of the way you build your show, however you perform it, that there's going to be consistency in your results, and but I also think like you can't just make it where it doesn't require any live performance thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
especially as a DJ, like I get really bored when I don't see stuff on stage. It's just like one guy barely dancing, pushing some buttons. It already becomes kind of a boring show versus like watching a full band,
Sure.
Yeah, that's
And so I'm like, if at least give something
Totally.
to the live performance. If it's like you're also, not moving much, you only hit play once, and then that's the performance. Like it almost feels like I'm watching kind of what could be on YouTube, like in a live element,
totally.
and it doesn't match the excitement of that, show.
Yeah, totally. Or even now that we're, I don't want to dive into this, but we're going into the age of AI and shit. If someone just pre-plans their set and they just hit play and they're just a fucking dummy there to dance, like, why is that really that much better than just a computer programmed at the Sphere giving you insane visuals that just time triggered or like a movie,
Right.
Or like,
Yeah, where's
I don't
the
know what
human
I'm really trying to
element?
get at, but yeah.
Because humans make
the
mistakes.
live element, dude, is important, right?
The lion
Yeah.
element, dude.
The lion's elements.
Yep.
you
And I
know?
think like if you're up there DJing, like do doubles, do like mix on 4 decks, like
Experiment a
mess with
little.
acapellas,
Oh, yeah.
make
4 decks
edits,
all day.
do
Yeah.
things that DJs do, and do that well.
Right.
Like
Right. It's the median
I need
for
to
it.
get better at that.
yeah.
I
It's-
need to.
That's what you're here doing. You're not here as a band. You're here as a DJ. So there's things to do as a DJ that you can only do as a DJ. So you should do them and
Yeah.
explore them and have fun with them because it's part of the performance.
Dude, you were talking earlier about all the hats you have to wear to just be an artist. Mm-hmm. And then there's like fucking 10 other hats that you realize are unlockable in the skill tree.
Yeah.
In just live performance setting. Like,
Yeah.
are you a sync DJ? Are you not? Are you time code? Are you there? Are you there? Like,
Yeah.
there's so much. But it's also kind of cool because there's so much. There's so many options. There's so many routes you can take to just be an artist in whatever way you want. And at the end of the day, like, you'll find, you're saying your vibe is your tribe, or
Yeah.
whatever that fucking, what is the saying?
Yeah, that's it. Your vibe is your tribe.
Yeah.
It, like what you put out attracts what comes towards you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You
And
know?
whatever you are at the end of the day, we'll do that. Like, I think you were in the kitchen. We were talking about. There's a boiler room set with this dude who doesn't use the CDJs. He walks up and plugs his phone into an aux cord and just hits play, dances, and then goes to the next song. Like, he doesn't even mix.
Yeah.
But the crowd is having a fucking blast, and like.
Yeah.
He didn't
That dude's just
do
in the kitchen.
the DJ thing, but
Just
he
being like,
put on
"Oh,
a
check this
really
one out."
fun, good show that everyone had a blast at, So, like,
Right. Well,
it's
if
not
you're
like-
really good at curating the songs and your songs are really good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is like half of being a DJ.
Yeah.
And the sound system will carry the other half of the
Yeah,
weight,
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much.
Yes.
That's like a big part of
And
it.
if you're a
Oh yeah.
if you're a big charismatic energy on stage, then that also
Which
helps.
that dude was, yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
like, if I did that, I could never do that.
No.
'Cause I would just. Everyone's
Right.
surrounding me. It's a boiler room. Like, stop
Right.
looking at me. I would be horrible for that.
Right.
Like, I'm the worst guy for that. But he rocked it. He loves the center of attention, and he owned it, and you can see
Right.
it. And you're like, hell yeah, good for you, buddy. Own that stage.
Speaking of owning stages, guys, we owned this stage.
Fuck yeah, we did.
It's been an hour and a half.
Did we blow this stage up?
Yeah.
Oh, this was an hour and a half?
Yeah. We've been
wow.
cruising for
Look
an hour and
at
a half.
us
Full
go.
cruising,
We did a
yeah.
long boy tonight.
True.
Yeah, the last time I looked at it was
Thank
like
you for staying for a
half
long
an hour
one.
in.
Yeah,
I
man.
didn't even realize that.
It was great.
I had like 3 more questions. We'll save it for round 2 if you want to come
we'll
back.
easily get around 2.
Yeah, like I said, after
juice all the squeeze today.
Squeeze the lemon, like what was that?
The Led Zeppelin song.
Yeah.
Squeeze my lemon. Juice runs down my leg.
No, one of your last guests said that when she had to go to the bathroom.
Oh,
Megan Hamilton
Megan
was like,
Hamilton.
I have to
Squeeze
squeeze
the
the
lemon.
juice or something.
yeah, I forgot about that.
What a callback. Amazing.
It was so good. I had never heard that. I was like, what?
It's hilarious.
What? I need to remember that.
Yeah.
So,
We should have a... Now that we have unlocked the trinity of your insane producer house, it'd be kind of fun to do an episode where we have you, Contra, and Hypho for an episode.
That would be
and we just have a
insane.
mass crazy episode.
That would be insane.
I'm down for it.
Well,
That
I'm sure
would be
there are
insane.
some microphone situations, but...
We can
what we
figure it
should
out.
do is just have you 3 have an episode.
Not even us here.
Us 3, we just make sure it's on and running, and we're not even here, and you guys just do a takeover.
Well, we'll just be in
Ooh.
chat asking questions
Yeah,
to you
yeah.
guys.
Fun.
Or you guys wear one outfit where it has 3 head holes, and we give you one mic, and you guys write down your lines and you read them scripted together,
Well, that,
all talking at the same time.
that'd be ridiculous.
If you could for us,
Or
we'll do it
become
for
a hive
you.
mind.
That or we all wear the same outfit, and we all sit right there, but we take turns. Like you'll come in and just be there for a little bit, and then you'll go to the bathroom, and then
you
Dave will
guys are
come
the
in and
3
sit
hosts,
down.
and then
Yeah.
we're the podcast, and we cycle in.
Yeah, we just cycle through, but we're all wearing the exact same thing,
The
and we
same
all have to
outfit.
dress the
The
same.
one outfit. You
Yeah.
keep changing the one, so
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if
yeah.
it fits or not.
Right, exactly. exactly.
Literally one outfit.
Yeah. And it's pajamas.
Yeah.
It's a snuggie.
Can it be a
A
onesie?
moo-moo.
Or
Yeah.
Snuggies
Homer
good
Simpson
too.
moo-moo.
Yeah, a moo-moo. It's
That's
a
the
rock
easiest.
him
Jesus Christ.
or a romp him. There it is.
We got some ideas here.
Yeah.
So
We're cooking.
we're cooking with gas, dude.
Propane.
Propane.
What do you want to shout out? You got some releases about to start waterfalling. What's up?
Yeah. So on the 30th of this month comes my first single of my next EP called Mirage. Following that, every 2 weeks I have a song coming out. So I have the next song is with Abstract Sonnets and Pavan and Solo Trip and Shuma Masai. It's both of those songs are 140. And then the third song of the EP will come out 2 weeks after that with Liquid. This has like this slurky 110 BPM, almost Super Task kind of vibe.
Oh, cool.
Which
Shout
I'm
out
really-
Super Task.
Really excited
yeah.
about. This is kind of the darker side of the Fox.
Yeah.
Right after that, I'm dropping an EP
Darth Fox.
called Space Between. And that one's going to have a collab with Mnemonic and another one with Hypho.
Oh.
So it's got this kind of UK breaksy kind of feel.
Let's go.
UK MC and hip hop. And then after that, I have an album, and that's going to start to drop in February. And that one is
that's
called
not even
Eyes
part of
Like
the
Galaxies. No.
Fuck.
So we're doing 15 songs, all waterfalled back to back to back to back.
What was the name also? I spoke over that.
Eyes Like Galaxies, that's going to be the album.
Fuck yeah.
And that
Cool.
one's got kind of my take, and all the singers, there's 8 singers onto the 10 songs, take on like love on every side of it. So
Oh, cool.
they're not feeling love, needing love, feeling like you've had it unrequited, or like,
Right.
you know, culminating into love. You know, because we go through life as humans and hope for love, but it doesn't work out most of the times.
Sure.
And so there should be songs on all sides of it.
Sure.
Let's
That's
go.
fun.
I love it.
Yeah, and it kind of all ties into the themes of the year too. Like, you know, we've got the Halloween theme coming up, so the darker thing. Then Renewal comes after that with the New Year's, and then the lovey, like Valentine's thing. So everything's kind of themed with the year.
Damn.
Oh,
Holy
nice.
shit, you're fucking playing 4D chess over here with your releases. What?
Hey.
Motherfucker's about to blow up. You guys hearing this shit?
Well, we'll do a pod
actually
after I
crazy.
release all this, because
Let's go.
There we go.
I
Yeah.
learned Russ is an artist that's very inspiring, and he released a song every week for like a couple
Yeah.
years.
And blew
blew
the
up.
fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He literally like inspired a wave of like a next generation of like SoundCloud not SoundCloud releasers, but like releasers with that mentality where it's like
Yeah.
stock up for 3 years, almost like we were talking about with the like develop your project first and then come out with
Yeah.
the bang. He like did that, but like stockpiled music and then just fucking
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
it's
the move to do. Because I learned like my management and teams, they always want like just keep releasing music, keep making songs, and it's like it can feel really disconnected, like a lot of pressure to just force and rush a single and then another one, and you're like I can't keep up with this. But it's like okay, if I write an EP or an album, it's all batched together, it all thematically fits. So as I release this consistently, waterfalling singles, they all kind of follow a similar thread, and so it builds momentum because things tend to make sense. And like you're a fan of this one song, now the next song sounds similar, so they're like, oh, I like both of them. And yeah, I'm just really trying to build up momentum so that for touring, like we could take things to the next step, because there's a difference between direct support and headliner and being able to sell out, Cervantes, so then you can get into Missions, so you can get into Red Rocks, or the different ladders that are in each city.
The tiers.
Also, how lucky are we that we just have that here in Colorado? Like,
this capital.
Direct fucking route to just,
It's insane.
Base capital.
Yeah.
It's
Shout
lucky
out.
and tricky, though, because I've seen some very talented artists. It's not how good of a producer or engineer you are. It's like how much people connect with your music. And you can't necessarily predict that, but the thing is you have to put it out there for people to connect at all, right? That's like step one, just keep releasing music. But like, how does that music actually help people with their day-to-day lives? If they're just lost one of their best friends and going through grief, like do you have a song that like helps them through that? Or like maybe they just had a baby daughter and it's like a really beautiful moment, like if their thought is out of the hospital, to put on one of your songs right after that to like celebrate that with their new wife, that's like a powerful moment. I know it's very specific.
No, but you're right.
I heard
Thinking about moments like that.
Austin giggle at that, and then I thought about someone having a baby and then putting on one of Austin's songs. And I was laughing my ass off.
I just need to celebrate this moment.
Fart sounds.
But they're dancing with the baby.
It's bongos and fart sounds.
It's placenta sounds, dude.
I make timeless music. What can I say, dude?
Maybe it would be appetizing. I don't know.
My head went to like a Kanye song for some reason. I was like, how silly would it be if like have your baby and then you're like Kanye.
Still,
happened thousands and thousands and thousands
that might
of times.
happen every day.
Yeah. What you order? Fish fillet.
Mathematically,
So, folks, speaking of friends in Paris, thank you so much, Starfox, for coming on episode 235 of the Producer Lounge.
This was legendary, amazing.
It's just
one of many.
I'm so happy we actually like finally went through with it, because we had like talked about it for a while, but it was kind of just like
we're skipping around it.
So I'm happy, like, thank you for doing this, buddy.
One of my reasons I was telling Lou and Ezra, like, just give me a little bit more time, is like because of all these releases to prepare them for this moment. So I just really wanted to only focus on that, and I was like,
sometimes you gotta grind, head down.
Yeah. Oh, so are we the start of the promo run?
Heads up, 7
Let's
up.
go!
It's officially running now.
Everyone, go check out all of these releases.
How do people find you on the internet? What's your at?
I'm at Starfox Sound on Instagram. You just look up Starfox on Spotify or SoundCloud. I'm always putting up mixes. My Late Night Lovers mixes are pretty popular up there.
Shout out.
Yeah, some vibes. People have said they've made out to it and other stuff. And some people have called me Starfox, not Starfox. I'm just gonna say that's there for you too. Besides, some cool bangers and stuff.
Let's go.
And then anywhere else you want to find me, just look for Starfox, and that's me.
All right, sweet.
All right, let's go.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Dude, people fuck to my music is insane.
That's a level.
That is a level.
That's a trophy.
Built different.
I wish we had trophies you could just put on your shelf, like fucked to my music trophy. Like, oh, you got that one? I'm jealous. Damn.